Hey, Bat Guru here today to talk to you about bat care during the winter months. One of the things, or some of the questions we get a lot here at with the Bat Guru is about the temperature and the usage of bats and when they should and shouldn't be used in the winter and early spring. And the bat manufacturers have a standard set in place for 60 degrees and below is when they suggest that the bats not be used. There is some merit to that. The colder the weather, the more susceptible composites are to cracking and the more susceptible aluminum bats are to denting. However, I feel like that there can be some variance in there, and especially if some of the things that we're about to tell you today are followed. So the bats themselves, obviously anything below 55 degrees, you start to border on being too cold. One of the key elements though, however, is where you're storing your bat overnight. So if you're keeping your bat outside in the garage, you're keeping the bat in the trunk of a car or the back of a truck, and it gets below freezing and the walls of the bat are in that environment for that extended period of time, it takes a long time for that particular bat to warm up, if you will, the very following day, especially if it doesn't get very warm the next day. So say it's below freezing and the next day it gets up to 55 or 60 degrees. There's not a lot of time for that bat to warm up. So suggestion is from us is to actually store your bats in the house during the winter months. If you're going out the next day and training, or if you're playing in tournaments and practicing throughout the winter, is to have those bats stored inside. The second part of this thing, and most importantly, in my opinion, is the balls. So people always forget about the softballs and baseballs, and they are stored out in the garage, in the trunk of a car or in the back of a truck. And the core of the ball being susceptible to freezing weather, or even 50 degrees, 40 degrees, now it doesn't have to necessarily have to be freezing. The core of the ball is much more difficult to warm up than, say, the walls of a bat. So the ball is actually the thing that does the most damage to a bat during the winter and early spring months when it's really cold. So please tell your coaches, if you're not in charge of the baseballs or softballs, to keep the balls inside. If you are doing it at your house and you're hitting off a tee, if you plan on hitting off the tee the next day, or if you're going to practice or whatever the case might be with those particular balls, bring them inside the night before. Store them, make it a habit of storing things inside the house. It's going to save you a lot of trouble with the bats and the breaking and the stuff that goes on in the winter months. So those are the two key things. Store your bats inside, store all your baseballs and softballs inside. Be smart when you're using bats. 40-45 degree weather, no matter where you store your baseballs or softballs, take an old bat out, use an old bat, especially if you're just doing some training off of a tee. Don't bring your brand new Ghost or Xeno or Prism or whatever it is out into cold weather when you're hitting off of a tee. Pull an old bat out. It's not going to hurt you. Pull it out and use that rather than use your brand new bat. So that's some of the suggestions from us. One other thing that you can do is there are some bat warmers out there in the marketplace. We've attached a link down below for you to take a look at one bat warmer that we think highly of if you're looking to get something like that to keep the walls of your bat warmer during these cold months. So the link below will show you that. And as far as our channel, if you're looking to have some more information or want us to discuss some other things, please send us an email at thebatguru@gmail.com. If you like this video, give us a thumbs up. If you like all the content that we're using, please subscribe down below to our channel so you can be involved in the future videos that we do. Hope you all have a wonderful Thanksgiving, and hope this information helps you out this fall, winter, and early next spring. Thanks.